Good news, everyone! I'm coming to you from Wayne National Forest. And today I'd like to actually tell you a little bit about the forest. It's named after General Anthony Wayne. I'd also like to tell you about some of the history of the forest and some facts about the forest. Also, I'd like to go into the campsite that I was camping at. So first off, General Anthony Wayne. He lived from 1745 to 1796. He died of gout, 51 years old. He fought in the American Revolutionary War, and he was brought out of retirement by President at the time, George Washington, to expand the Northwest Passage. He developed this fighting force called the Legion of the United States, which were to fight and also negotiate with Native Americans in the Ohio area. General Wayne was often referred to as Mad Anthony. There's some stories about maybe how he was referred to as that. One is that he demanded excellence and was very disciplined, and people would call him mad. And another story was that his friend was locked up in jail and demanded that he be let out, and asked to send General Anthony a telegram, in which General Anthony said no, and his friend started calling him Mad Anthony. A fun fact also is General Anthony was buried in two places, in Erie, Pennsylvania, and also in Radnor, Pennsylvania. The National Forest, actually, the area had inhabitants of about 12,000 years continuous, from some of the artifacts that they found, they can say. During the 1700s, the forest was actually used by traders and adventurers, but they mostly stayed in the Ohio River area. And in the 1800s, the Europeans started settling the land. Later, after the Europeans started settling, European Americans, they found oil, and also they found salt. This was the biggest salt production area in the United States, was Ohio. I did not know that. The Ohio area also had big ties to the Underground Railroad, and they actually had two villages that were predominantly African American. One is called Pope Patch, and the other is Payne's Crossing. Payne's Crossing is no more, but they do have a African American cemetery there that's being restored. During the Civil War, the area was mined for its iron and also coal. In 1911, the federal government passed the Weeks Act, which allowed the procurement of national lands. And then in 1934, the Consent Act was passed in Ohio, which allowed Ohio to sell lands to the national government. This is the only national forest in Ohio. The lands actually consist of about 240,000 acres, and it's broken up into three districts. Athens District, the Ironton District, and the Marietta District. The campground that I'm in is actually called Old Stone Church, and it's the Trailhead. The Trailhead's a free campground, but about half mile down the road is the Stone Church campground, which is a paid site. This site has no real developed sites. It has rustic fire rings and about parking or areas for about maybe 5 to 10 camp areas. The developed campsite down the road actually has camping for 10, and it's horse trailers. Each site has a stable, a metal fire ring, a picnic table, trash cans, and a pitted toilet. But it's $15 a night, where this one is free. This one is more for the trailhead, and the trail is actually for horses. So I did take some drone footage of this camping area so you guys can see it, and then I also took some aerial views. So let's watch the drone footage. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you learned a little bit about Wayne National Forest. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Also comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching. The forest Settle.